What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We have the first fight of Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. So now we're going to look at the very first time these both athletes fought. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the bell, subscribe. Also, tell your friends about the channel. All right, boys, let's get this video watch. I'm going to be jumping around because it's a very long fight. And I don't want to, I might just sit here and watch the whole fight, but I kind of know that it's in bits of what's going on. But let's give it a watch. Already, Shevchenko, they're controlling distance right now. They're trying to figure out that filling out process. Remember, Shevchenko is a southpaw, so she has the real estate. The one thing that I would say Alexa Grasso is doing right now is she's at the edge of the range and she's dancing around it. Now, if you look how she's dancing around, oh, she switched to southpaw. She went to orthodox. No, she's southpaw. So now it's a mirror match, which is one of the things we don't really see Shevchenko have to fight in her days in the UFC. So now Grasso just switched back to orthodox. Good head movement. I love the head movement. Oh, there's a spinning thing. So we already know she's going to throw spinning stuff, right? I mean, it's one of Shevchenko's trademarks. She threw two spinning things in the first minute of the first round. Spinning elbow and a spinning back kick, I believe, right? Okay, but Grasso's doing a good job staying at the edge of the distance. At the edge. What I mean by the edge is right here. Right here. This is the edge of the distance. She knows, Grasso knows that Valentina cannot touch her at this distance. Only with her kicks. But the kicks aren't going to have the full power on them because it's at the very edge of the distance. Shevchenko knows that Grasso can't touch her unless she crosses the distance. So they're both sitting right here waiting for one of them to come close. Another spinning shit. That time she went high. So, I mean, it's no secret that Shevchenko is going to throw spinning stuff this fight. She's done in all her fights. Right there. And right now, they're just testing the distance and they're trying to see who's going to overextend first. Yep, and they're just waiting. They're just waiting. And Grasso's doing a good job of they're changing leg kicks inside 9, depending on the orientation of your stance. But Shevchenko is almost a counter striker too, because she waits at the edge of the distance, waiting for her to cross it, crossing it by overextending. But Grasso's doing a good job of being super disciplined. When she comes across distance, she has a high guard and she's throwing hand exchange when she throws her punch. Nice cross. And then she's southpaw. Grasso is southpaw. She's not orthodox. Typically, she fights orthodox. She's going back and forth right now, which gives, I mentioned this about with the Izzy versus Strickland fight, is that when you go back and forth, typically Izzy goes back and forth. When somebody goes back and forth, it makes you think, okay, they're in southpaw, they're in orthodox. The weapon choices become different when you switch your stances. So now Grasso, she's orthodox. And that's one thing we don't see Shevchenko do. She never switches stance. She always stays southpaw. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nice jab of Shevchenko. But look each time they exchange. When Grasso throws like a 3-piece chicken meal in there, she's punching across distance, jabbing across distance. But right now, they're both doing a good job controlling distance right now. Booey! That 1-2 landed real good because she's darting in and out. She's in and out, right? I'm going to go back to the very beginning of that. She came in with that 1-2, nice and clean. She's southpaw too. She's southpaw. So, remember, she's going back and forth from southpaw to orthodox, right? She's in there. Now she's southpaw. It's a mirror match. Mirror meaning you both are the same stance, right? One's goofy, that's not a mirror match. When they're both southpaw, you have a mirror match where Shevchenko's typically fighting orthodox people, which means goofy foot for it, right? So she comes in with this beautiful 1-2 from southpaw, throws the 1, It comes across. Boom, lands perfectly. It throws a 3. So she landed with a 2-3, lands perfect, and throws across. And look, she jumps. Grasso jumps right back out of distance. Right? If Grasso footwork was on point, which it was on point, if she was ready for that counter, look at the position. Look who's behind the shoulder. Grasso has a beautiful opportunity to land this cross from southpaw on Shevchenko because she overextended and she's open for a right-hand counter, left-hand counter because she's southpaw now. Boom. Bad hurt her, but look, now she's still southpaw. When in the previous fight, we've always seen Grasso in orthodox. Now she's trying to close the distance, get closer to her, but also being patient, being very patient. Now you're starting to see Shevchenko. Now, boom, Grasso went to orthodox. Now the puzzle piece changes. It changes. Nice 1-2. Now that 1-2 came from a different position. It came from orthodox. When Grasso threw it from southpaw, she landed the 2-3. Now she threw it from orthodox. It's coming from a different position. So Shevchenko needs to make the adjustment change on when she's throwing those combinations. What position is she throwing her from? Because they're coming from different angles. So far, they have a great game plan. And right now, Grasso's taking a fight to Shevchenko, where in the past, it's usually Shevchenko taking a fight to her opponents, which means Grasso's dictating the fight. When she wants to fight, they're fighting. Right now, when Shevchenko's trying to engage, Grasso disengages completely. Then when Grasso wants to exchange, look, she's southpaw. She just switched southpaw. She's doing most of her best work in southpaw. There's that 1-2 again. Now she's still southpaw. Oh, now she's back to orthodox. Remember, think about that, guys. The puzzle piece keeps on changing. When you go from southpaw to orthodox, the puzzle piece changing. One of the things you haven't been seeing is Shevchenko's not throwing that lead body kick that she did a lot. Now she's back to southpaw. There's a spinning stuff. Ooh, beautiful body kick from Shevchenko. Now she's closing the distance. Boom. Once again, changing the puzzle piece. Now they're in the clinch fighting. Boom. Boom. Nice knee. Beautiful knees. Beautiful knees. She throws her. Grasso's good there. So right there, that first round, this is when you know it's a different fight. Beautiful X block. She still got kicked, but it's still good. This is the cross and right hook right here. Boom. This is the one I think hurt her. Boom. This is from southpaw position. Whack. See, when she's going from southpaw to orthodox, that's giving Shevchenko trouble, right? And the fact that Grasso shot and created that collision course with the clinch and the wrestling exchange, it adds another piece of the puzzle of the game. That's the one of the things I always tell people, like, when you just do a basic kickboxing match, it's just a kickboxing match. But once you have someone who's going from southpaw to orthodox, now shooting, now clinching, now wrestling, you're like, okay, where's the fight going to take place, right? But I'll give that first round to Grasso. All right, round 2. Look at Mark Wahlberg. Now, the thing is Shevchenko going to make adjustments to what Grasso's doing? Okay, Grasso comes out orthodox. Edge of the distance right there. They're at the edge of the distance. Southpaw now. There's that 1-2. That 1-2-3 she got over the first round with. Trying it again. Nice shot. This is where I believe Shevchenko is one of the best mixed martial artist athletes, because she realized that she's not liking how the stand-up's going. I'm doing a beautiful takedown to mix up the game. Gets the takedown, secures it. Trying to pass guard. Trying to pass guard. Okay, she's in guard now. Alexis is doing a good job having active guard. Keeping a knee shield in front. Okay, so right now, Grasso's doing a good job. trying to create some annoyance to get her head up. Now she's locking her heads up. She's trying to go for the butterfly sweep. Doesn't get it. Now she got her foot on the hip. Very active guard from Alexa Grasso. Now she's going to lock her down and try to control the posture. Okay, good. Now she's just trying to create distance, trying to get something going. Shevchenko's doing a good job of keeping her hips squared with Grasso so she can't move or try to get an arm bar or a triangle. When your hips are squared in jiu-jitsu, opponent can't do nothing. But once I get an angle on my opponent, I can arm bar, I can take the back, I do so many things. Good job trying to get the face up. That's what you want to do. Get the face up. Okay, now Shevchenko. Remember, in the previous fight, Shevchenko does a good job on focusing on positioning before committing to anything. Committing to submission, committing to big punches. So with her being patient, she's able to pass from guard to half guard to full to side control. Right there. She's not. See, right now, Shevchenko's doing a good job of just focusing on the position. Those little punches is just trying to open up Grasso to do something else. But look, she's going for that crucifix. Does she get it? She's got the crucifix now, right? She did that to Jessica I. The exact same thing. She held that position very good, and then she got the crucifix. Grasso did a good job of mustering out the energy to get out of that. Right now, Shevchenko's just keeping that position. It's a great position, very dominant position. If this was street beefs, they'll probably stand her up. Still in that position. Grasso's doing a good job of not really overexposing herself. She keeps going, circling around. What's see right here? Boom. If we go back real quick, ladies and gentlemen, that is an armbar right there. I tell the kids all the time, when somebody exposes their shoulder, that's a full-blown armbar. But Shevchenko was not quick enough to get it. Look at that armbar right there. That's an armbar right there, boys. Armbar city. Armbar city. Armbar city. But she's able to get back. Grabs the body lock. Boom, right here. They didn't disengage, right? They just did. My bad. But they did disengage, but Grasso didn't walk to the center of the octagon, right? She's in the middle octagon. She still has Shevchenko's back on her back towards the cage. Now she is southpaw, where she's done most of her best work. Now she's orthodox. She's always constantly going back and forth. There's something, you know, now she's back to southpaw. Look, she's at the edge of the distance. She's at the edge of the distance. And Shevchenko does a good job of keeping at the edge of the distance too. That's why she's able to move out of the way and she doesn't really get hit. But you see her, she's bouncing right there. When she's bouncing, her senses are heightened. She's waiting. She's waiting. She's waiting. She'd do some spinning. I feel like Shevchenko's taking the rest of the round off. I think she's trying to recover. Look, waiting at the edge of the distance. Nice, beautiful shot again. And she gets the takedown again. And she lands in half guard. See, that's the thing where I think Shevchenko has, at one point, separated herself from the rest of the girls in the division, is that she has good stand-up and she also has good timing for the takedown, and she's very disciplined on the ground. Right now, she's throwing those little punches. She hasn't really postured up and disconnected from her because she doesn't want to lose that position. She's trying to turn the chin with her shoulder. When you turn the chin with your shoulder, you disalign the spine, which means right now my spine is out of alignment. Now it's in alignment. I can move. When I'm like this, you can't really move as much or as good. I was in round 2. I'll give that round to Shevchenko. So right now we're going to the third round. It's 1-1. Obviously, we see Shevchenko's doing a good job of making adjustments by using the wrestling. She's changing the game by adding a new puzzle to the game, which is the wrestling. And Grasso's doing a good job of going back to southpaw to orthodox, orthodox to southpaw. So let's see who else is going to make more adjustments going into the third round. Fast forward. All right. Third round. Okay, right there. They walk to the edge of that distance every single time, which is good. It's not bad. And they sit there and they trade and see who's going to open up first. 9 out of 10 times, like I said, Alexis is doing a good job of taking the fight to Shevchenko, where in the past, Shevchenko has done a good job of controlling and taking the fight to her opponents and being one step ahead and taking more risk. Right? She's just sitting at the edge of the distance. And she's southpaw. Now she's southpaw. Nice jab. Nice pattern jabs from Shevchenko. She's going lateral. We know the counter strikers love to go lateral. See right here, I'm shocked that Shevchenko has not been blasting that body kick that she's done to all the other orthodox fighters in the past. Right here, she should be blasting that body kick to get Alexa Grasso's hands busy. But she's not. She's so fixated on the counterattacks. And now Grasso's doing a good job of throwing a 5-2 from orthodox. But Shevchenko's just so content with just throwing a jab. Now she's southpaw. And typically when you're like this, it's not going to be a strong shot. Like you're jabbing something, you're going like that. It's not going to be a strong shot. You see, each time Alexa Grasso bites down in the mouthpiece and she comes across the distance, her power's going forward, where Shevchenko's power is going backwards. The only time Shevchenko's going forward is when she's throwing that first jab. But each time she tries to counter, she's always going like this. She's going backwards. That's why that cross just landed again. I'm gonna go back real quick. That's why that cross landed again. Right here. Look at the postures of both these athletes. One's trying to counter, one's trying to come across distance. Right? Let's go back. Keep going. She's got a good bob and weave going on. She's southpaw again. She throws a jab. She's still there. Good posture. Okay, here we go. She's going in. A nice, beautiful feint. Here comes the cross. Remember, she's southpaw. Cross misses, but look where Shevchenko is right now. She's like this, right? There's no way you're going to be able to come from here back here, especially when Grasso is covering that distance. Boom. Grasso did a good job of covering the distance. She kept coming forward, right? So we're here. She threw the first cross. She missed the hook. But look where Shevchenko is. She's still running away, right? Grasso stays in her position. Throws a jab. And here comes the cross behind it. Shevchenko's still backing away like that. And bop. That lands clean. Shevchenko grabs her. Now they're in the clinch game. But Grasso's winning the exchange on the footwork, right? This is where Shevchenko wants to clinch. Boom. But she gets back at her because she knows she's landing that cross every single day. Look, she goes right back. Now she's back to south. Now she's back to now she's southpaw. Now Shevchenko's coming forward. She's got to stop it. She's like, I got to get my hands on this girl. But now Grasso went back to orthodox. Like that's the biggest thing I see Grasso's doing so well in this fight is she's being disciplined in the hands. She's going back from southpaw to orthodox. And then each time she goes back from southpaw to orthodox, when she goes, she goes. She doesn't go bop bop. She goes bop bop, bop bop bop. She keeps on covering the distance. Beautiful takedown from Valentina Shevchenko. Beautiful double leg. Beautiful double leg. Okay, try to pass guard. Okay, back in the guard. Okay, we're going back and forth. Once again, I believe, Grasso has that overhook. She's trying to control the posture. In the past, Shevchenko never really gives up her position to land a big shot. So Grasso, if she got on her face and created some space, look for her frames, she would be able to get off her back and be able to get back to her feet and start doing the same onslaught she was doing before, which is those beautiful 1-2s from southpaw position. Because those are the money shots that are giving Shevchenko trouble. Yep, you see her. Now look at the hips. Move back up real quick. You see her hips? Right there, her hips, their hips are not aligned. Shevchenko hips are back. Grasso hips are over here. So right now, Grasso's hips are more in a position to be able to attack with it, to frame on a knee shield. Knee shield go to legs, knee shield take the back, knee shield look for armbar, knee shield, so many different things. So you're gonna see Shevchenko's hips square back up. Now they're squared back up. Just want to give you guys that piece. That way when I say the hips are squared, the hips are like this, right? Once somebody gets out of the line, then it's like stuff can happen. Get your mind out of the gutter. See, and that's why that was the first time we ever seen Shevchenko posture up and actually throw a big punch. But when she does that, it gives the opportunity for Grasso to create some space and get her legs up higher and start creating space. But when you create space, a good grappler will take that space and put shit in between it like frames. Yep, the ref. So the ref broke them up because Shevchenko is not really progressing in the guard. Typically in jiu-jitsu, you take somebody down, you're in their guard. You got to work to pass their guard. Knee between the crotch. Smash. Get the side control. Get the half guard. Side control. Mount. There needs to be a progression on the grappling exchange. There's no progression going on. There's just punches, little baby shots. That's why they stood her up. Okay, Grasso is southpaw. Going back to that 1-2, going back to the well because she's streaking good, real good. Another takedown, and it's smart for Shevchenko to do that. She's been super successful with the takedown. Every single time Shevchenko has shot with a takedown, a beautiful double leg, and she gets her back, and she's got the hooks in. Boom. Like, every single time Shevchenko has done a double leg takedown against Alexa Grasso, she's been absolutely super successful of getting it. But the thing is, she's got to do is she's got to keep on moving. She can't be content with just being in guard or getting her back. She's got to keep on moving. Because I tell my son all the time, when you're swimming, if you stop treading water, what happens when you stop treading water, people? You drown, right? So each time Alexa Grasso gets taken down, she does not stop treading water. She keeps on treading the water, and that's why Shevchenko stops treading water. That's why Grasso is able to get better positions on her when they're going. But Shevchenko right here, you're seeing beautiful counter shots from Shevchenko. But when you're jabbing and you're trying to fight somebody's cross, you're not going to win that fight. You're going to lose that fight. And that's what we're seeing right now. Beautiful double leg takedown. And beautiful timing. But once again, look at Grasso. She's not staying still. She has a beautiful Granby roll. When she does that, now she's back into, it's a scramble. Alexis Grasso is doing a good job. And when she gets taken down, she keeps on moving. She doesn't stay put. She doesn't accept the position. She keeps on moving. All right, I believe this is the final round. Boom. She's back to southpaw. That 1-2. Third round, I don't know how I give it to you. Third round was so close both ways. I'm not going to score it. I can do that because I'm not a judge. But it's definitely 1-1 for sure. Spinning back kick. Now she's southpaw. She was just orthodox. Now she's southpaw. Beautiful takedown. She saw that one coming this time. Depends the shot. Now things are more interesting because you have Alexa Grasso, who she knows Shevchenko wants to do the double leg takedown, and she's staying at the edge of their distance. Now she is orthodox. Now she's southpaw. Remember, think about it. The puzzle piece is changing. Each time she goes like this, is always changing, which means different weapons come available. Now she's southpaw. Looking across, baiting, feinting. Nice inside. But see how she walks to the edge of the distance? She's walking to the edge of the distance and she's poking her way across distance. Not jumping across, she's poking her way across distance. Trying to find our way. Right now, nobody's really committing. That's why you're seeing this dance going on right now. Nobody's really committing. They're poking back and forth to see who's gonna open up. Nice 1-2. That 2 lands again. Like I call Alexa Grasso, I call her a darter because she darts in, hits with a 3-punch combination, jumps right back out to try to do it again. And so we know. So right there, we know, like Alexa Grasso can feel that Shevchenko is getting not desperate, but she wants to take down. So that's what Shevchenko. So she's doing this. Come on, come forward. I need you to commit, because once you commit, your hips are coming close to me. Then I get my double leg takedown again. But Grasso stays disciplined and vigilant. Boom. Nice 1-2 again from southpaw position. Nice. Good slipping. But see, you notice when Shevchenko does those jabs, she's not crossing the distance. She's just throwing a jab. She's still... Ooh, look who does the double leg takedown now. Grasso does a shot close to the distance. Now they're fighting here. Grasso's doing a good job of trying to spread her base out. That's what she's trying to do. She's got a good body lock there. Still trying to spread her base out. She let go of that body lock. Oh, she's got the body lock again. Okay, separate. She goes right back to the edge of the distance. High guard. High boxing guard. Jabs are landing beautifully. Here we go. I think here comes the spinning shit. Whop! Boom! She gets her back. And now it just happens so quick. But look what she does. She doesn't really get the neck. She gets the hooks in immediately. Locks up the choke. Excuse me, no choke. Locks up the jawbreaker. You can break her jaw. You can break somebody's jaw this way too, by the way. You get it. And she just knows she's just going to squeeze. Yeah. She needs tap, shoot, or broke her jaw. So let's hopefully do a slow replay. Remember, the puzzle piece is always changing when she's going from orthodox to southpaw, right? Let's see. Right here. Okay. I'll be pissed off too. Watch. So she's southpaw right now, right? So remember, typically when Shevchenko throws this kick, the opponent is orthodox, right? But now Shevchenko is southpaw. So when she throws a kick, look how much closer she is, the distance. The timing was off and the angles was off when she was southpaw, right? Because now that kick, the trajectory needs to come all the way here, buoy back there. But this kick is trajectory is going this way. But actually, she did an amazing job getting that kick all the way fucking back there. Because that's a beautiful kick. But you know what? It just missed by an inch. inches we're talking. Grasso finds the back, grabs it, gets on top, locks in the hooks, because you can't ride no bull with no hook. No hooks. Wow. The biggest difference is her going from southpaw to orthodox. Right there. When she southpaw, she came with that cross, misses by inches. If that would have landed, I bet you she probably would have broke her rib. The reason why I say that is because she's fully extended there. What I mean by extended, Alexa Grasso is fully extended. Right here, watch. She threw that cross. If that would have landed, ooh, shooting doo-doo. Gets the back, gets the hooks in, gets the choke. And then right there, you really don't need the neck, right? You just need to be able to lock your hands up on somebody's head and you can just pop it like a zip. But she had the jaw. I like that. But an amazing fight. I mean, both these athletes are so damn good. They can fight anywhere. I think the biggest thing that I saw, you know, this is the second time I watched this fight, is how Alexa Grasso went from southpaw to orthodox. But I'm gonna do a more detailed breakdown in my final predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell channel when we go live, and we will see you at the next one. Deuces.